Hello everyone, it is Stationery Stream and it's that time of week again. It is Pair Share Sunday. Usually I love to share my fountain pens, but today we're going to be sharing a rollable. This is the Pilot V5 High-Tech 0.5 cartridge system pen. You may have seen this on my Instagram. It comes with a feed, a rollable tip. I flush it out like a fountain pen, and it does take some Pilot cartridges. This is my Pilot cartridge. Gosh, still has quite a bit of ink left, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. Half a cartridge left. It's like this ink never runs out. It's been over a month. So next time I ink this pen up, it's definitely not going to be a full cartridge because I am so sick of this green now. It is probably the second month it's been inked up. It did need a tiny smidgen of dishwashing liquid just to make it flow through the feed and the pen itself. Writes pretty well. The ink that's in here, you may have heard of it, is the Monteverde Crocodile. I have used it before in 2 pens, but that was before I started this ink swatch system. So this one I have also used for work alongside the pink Gin House Shark. It's very good at doing what it does. It's a pen. The only thing I have with this pen that's different from the fountain pens is I can't actually write directly vertical. You can't do this. It has to be also at an angle, but it's pretty much the way with my fountain pens anyway. It works best at about a 45 degree to 30 degree angle, and it makes a 0.5 line width. For the people who like extra fine nibs with precision, but want to use a fountain pen ink, can try this, but granted it's not as smooth as the cartridge that came with this pen. So this pen does come with a thicker ink cartridge specifically made for this system. They say it can be refilled about 10 times before you can't use the pen anymore. I have a theory that you can refill it more times than what they suggest, because nowhere in their care guidelines do they suggest cleaning this pen like a fountain pen. They don't suggest flushing it, they don't suggest any of that stuff. So I imagine by the 10th time you're putting another cartridge in, particularly of the V5 rollable cartridges that they use, which is a thicker ink, it would clog the pen. It just wouldn't write. The black that came with this pen was actually really good. But we're getting off topic. Today is Pair Share Sunday, where we talk about this pen and this ink. Let me see if I can find a piece of writing that I've done with this. I don't have a piece of writing, but I do have one of the little houses I drew for the pen and ink challenge. As you can see, that is a bit of the line variation there. This part here, so these areas here where you can see the tiny little bit of the roof tiling, that was done with the pen just directly vertical, just because it's very dry in that way. And the rest of the lines are drawn just with the pen at sort of maybe this angle to the page instead of directly upwards. If you can imagine, like that would be directly upwards. So it does allow a bit of line variation if you want to sketch with it. It's actually quite good for that, but most of the time when writing, most of the line widths would be similar to this. I forgot to mention I do have a bottle of this ink. Isn't the ink artwork adorable? I really like it. You can get other animals as well. I have the crocodile as well as the elephant, just because I think they were the two cutest animals, and at the time I only had the Lamy Tourmaline ink and Parker Quink Black, so I was really enamored by a dark green ink, so I wanted this one. And then again, I also wanted purple, because purple's a really hard colour to make your own of. This is another sketch I've done with this rollerball pen. I was waiting for my friends to arrive for brunch and just decided to sketch the cafe we were in. Again, you can see the line variation that you can get from this fountain pen. Well, it's not fountain pen, this rollerball pen. I do love my fountain pens, but this is a rollerball pen. So that was inked since, what, February? Let me just see when it was actually inked. Very first time I inked it was the 11th of February 23, so I inked it all the way to the top. I've used it every day for work since. That makes it 2 months now. I am so sick of this green. 2 months? It lasts a very long time. And it's just the single cartridge. I have not refilled this. It's taken forever. As you can see, I draw with it, I sketch with it, I bring it to work, I write every day at work. Clearly not enough to get rid of this ink. Next time, I'm definitely only filling this up to maybe 0.2 or 0.3 of a mil, just because it's a pretty much an extra fine nib equivalent of a writing. And I don't know, I'm just not as interested in the rollerballs as I am with my fountain pens. So I feel like I should change the inks in these more often. I have thought about using it with platinum carbon black, but the thought of cleaning it out was too scary to think of. But overall, in terms of how it writes and how it works with this pen, it's worked really well. This ink and pen combination is excellent. If you added a tiny toothpick worth of dish soap into it to make it flow better. I'm curious to see how it will fare with, say, a red ink because of the aforementioned issues with crystallization of the inks when exposed to air, like it has happened in my Pilot MR. Will that happen with a rollerball? I'm not sure. I think it'll be fun to find out. So maybe the next ink for Pear Share Sunday will be, you know, that pen, but with a red ink. That will be fun. But it's going to take another 2 months to get rid of this ink first, so it may be a very future Pear Share Sunday. Thanks for joining in. Let me know what you think. Have you tried this pen before? I hope to see you at next Pear Share Sunday. Bye.